In this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 things you should not do if you want to get views and subscribers on YouTube this year. The 2 most important YouTube metrics for growing your channel in 2021, and some breaking news when it comes to YouTube, social media, and e-commerce that you need to know. So let's get straight into it. You got to just press record. If you haven't seen, there's some new articles from Business Insider as well as Forbes and eMarketer. And what those revealed was that the onset of the coronavirus pandemic has ramped up social media usage across all platforms, and there's no sign of decline anytime soon. So if you've been asking yourself, man, is it too late to get into this YouTube thing? Is it too late to get on social media? The answer is no. The world has shifted and there's been a massive surge of growth on these platforms, which is a huge opportunity for you to grow this year. Now listen to this. Over 3 billion people use social media, but nearly 150 more have joined compared to pre-pandemic estimates. 150 people. Because again, you're like, who's my viewer? Who's going to watch my content? Who's going to be paying attention to my channel? Like, 150 new people plus the other 3 billion people that are online, right? So that begins to like widen the amount of people there is to reach. You might be like, man, competition is rising. Yes, but opportunity is rising as well. But then of course, the second question is always like, man, how do I turn this into a business? And maybe you want to work from home, be your own boss, write your own checks. When it comes to, building your influence on YouTube, this article revealed on eMarketer that the most consequential digital story of 2020 was the widespread embrace of e-commerce during the pandemic, unexpectedly accelerating the channel's progress by almost 2 years. And when it says the channel, it means e-commerce progress was accelerated by 2 years. What does that mean? It means that the adoption of people shopping online, clicking Amazon links, clicking affiliate links, purchasing things online has been accelerated by, listen, they estimated that e-commerce was going to be a nearly $700 billion industry. It is now over 100 billion higher because of the pandemic. So if you're saying, man, how do I build a high influence reaching people and high profit YouTube channel? This is the time to be doing it. And I get it. Like, it might be frustrating. Like, how do I beat the algorithm? How do I get the confidence to be on camera? How do I overcome a lot of those things? But my friends, this is the data. And it just shows us that there's massive opportunity to be growing your influence with YouTube and monetizing in multiple different strategic ways. But how do you do that? In this video, I'm going to share 3 tips and specifically some things you don't want to do. But hit like if you're pumped about the future of YouTube and building your influence. And these are 3 things you should not do if you want to get views this year on YouTube. The first mistake is you want to avoid long form content if you want to reach new people. Okay. You want to avoid long form content. Now, take this with like a grain of salt. I'm not saying, don't misquote me, that you should never do long form content. I'm saying if you want to reach new people and if you want to grow this year and trigger growth, you should avoid long form content. So I did a quick search and I typed in how to get motivated on YouTube. And the top 4 results are 5 minutes long, 8 minutes long, 12 minutes long, and 16 minutes long. Okay, just one little test. But here's my thing. You should be doing shorter content, especially when you're just starting. If we look at the top videos on Think Media of history, 3.4 million views, 3 million views, 2.8 million, 2.4 million, 2 million, 2 million views. These are all like basically 2 million plus viewed videos. The longest one is 19 minutes. There's 14, there's 15, there's 11, there's 7, and there's 7. So I just want to challenge you. Shorter is better. For some of you vloggers, I don't know if you've noticed, but like Casey Neistat's vlogs lately, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 9 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes. And why is this? Because like nobody knows you yet. Nobody trusts you yet. And I believe this is a huge trend going into 2021, that people have shorter attention spans and they'll maybe invest longer amounts of time later, but it's going to start shorter. Like you do a search, you see 3 top options. If all look decent and one is like 8 minutes, one is 18 and one is 45, I'm clicking on 8 first. Like if I, all things created equal, like it's too busy. I got too much to do. I got too many other YouTube videos to watch. I want to challenge you, avoid long form content when you're starting out. And it kind of makes me think about like dating. You know what I mean? People are speed dating you on YouTube. Do you realize that? That's like, it's what we're doing. We're like, okay, if the hook didn't get me, if like they said something that was like, that was sort of sketchy, like whatever, we speed date. We want the short amount. We speed date the person. Then we go, oh, this is interesting. Oh, wow. The unfolding of this video is keeping my attention. But when I think about that, when you're starting to date somebody, you're not trying to go on vacation for 2 weeks with that person, right? Like when you first start dating someone, you're like, listen, can we just like, let's get coffee? That's like date one. Second date, hey, how about dinner and a movie? If you're like, hey, could we do like a whole day together? Dude, I haven't even met you yet. We could walk the dog. We could work out together. I'm not going to sweat around you. Like, oh, we just met. Let's work out, walk the dog. Let's watch a movie, do a puzzle. Then we could cuddle. You're like, dude, I freaking just, okay. So shorter dates on YouTube when you're starting out, because you may have been in this situation before. Ladies, you're sitting across from a dude and he's just going on and on and on and on and on about his career, asking you no questions. He's like, as an accountant, I really enjoy, because you're wasting the person's time, or they're like, how did I get into this? And they're gonna bail. So don't try to start with 4-hour YouTube videos, or even necessarily live streams or longer form content. By the way, even if you go live, be short, be brief, be bright, be fun, and be done when you're starting out. So we have an upcoming YouTube strategy workshop, and this is one of the first strategies. I'm going to be going through 10 on the workshop, but shorter videos are better than longer videos, especially when you're starting out. So how do you do that? A couple tips: trim the fluff, get to the point, half short and twice strong. I want to challenge you. If you have a video in your timeline and you're editing it and it's 13 minutes, try to make it 7. Like, try to really cut it in half and watch how results can change. And then I think a goal is 3 to 15 minutes, especially if you're starting out. Shorter definitely is more powerful than longer, especially when somebody doesn't know you yet, because they're going to want to speed date you. Let me ask you, what do you think is the ideal video length? Like, let me know. Type that in the comments. And how long are your videos? Do you think they're too long? Could they be shorter? Could you experiment? I see some vloggers that we coach, and sometimes they got 18, 19, 24, 26-minute videos. I'm like, man, experiment with 5-minute videos. And it might be like, that kind of cooks my noodle. I don't know if I could get it down to 5. That's the challenge. Try to make it half short and twice strong. And let me know in the comments your answer to that question. But let's get into the second mistake, and that is lazy titles and thumbnails. You should not cut corners when it comes to titling your videos or creating your thumbnails. And you might be like, this isn't new information, but let's dive a little bit deeper, okay? Now, the 2 most important metrics on YouTube in 2021, and this is worth like writing down, like screenshotting, like really paying attention here, right? Are number 1, click-through rate. These are the 2 most. This is it. It's click-through rate. Are people clicking through your videos when your video is shown to somebody and recommended? Or even if they type in a search and you get to rank for a while. Because by the way, when you put out new content, YouTube tests it. It puts it places. So if people see it, but they don't click on it, you lose. And that affects your click-through rate. The higher the click-through rate, the better. On the workshop, we'll go deeper into like all kinds, like what's the best click-through rate? I mean, it depends on the niche. It depends on all kinds of things. But you just need to know, number 1, click-through rate, the most important metric. How's that going to be influenced? We'll talk about it in a second. And the second one is AVD, average view duration, okay? Average view duration. This video recently crushed a little Christmas special that Omar and Heather put out. And the average view duration, you see the green arrow there, green arrow is up. Our typical average view duration is 3 to 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes. This one was 7 minutes and 13 seconds. Thus, it says views are up as more people are watching longer than usual, more watch time, more average view duration. So your question is, how do I increase my click-through rate and how do I increase my average view duration? How do I know these are the most important metrics? Because this is what YouTube's telling us. When you look at your top videos in this period, this is actually looking at our top videos over the last year on our channel, Think Media. It says, here's the amount of views and here's the average view duration. So what are we trying to increase? We're trying to say, how can we increase the average view duration on our videos? So the strategy number 2 is increase click-through rate. And CTR means click-through rate. How do you do that? 3 ways: title, topic, and thumbnail. So title, as a YouTube strategist and as somebody that wants to start really dominating on YouTube and stop dabbling, in 2021, if you walk to the grocery store, Sean, I never go to the grocery store. It's a lockdown. I haven't been there. Okay. But if you do, you know how there's all these magazines there, like Cosmopolitan, like I can't believe Prince Henry and like, are they going to get a divorce? Like, like there's all these, like, look at headlines, the magazine headlines, the magazine in 4 words, they'll say 36 ways to get him to notice you. Like, pretty powerful if you want him to notice you, like you start looking, those type of thinking is what you want to master. It's not just like how to write a good title, but really how to grab attention with words is something to really think about. Title, thumbnail, thinking about your thumbnail design. And then the biggest one though, that gets nobody ever talks about it. They just like, it's title and thumbnail. No, it's topic as well. The question is, what video topics would your target audience be most likely to click on? That's a powerful question. Because here, if it's the right topic and the right information is on the other side of that title and thumbnail, people can forgive. Like, I don't care if like, oh, it's not my favorite thumbnail, but I really want to see that information. I really want to see what's on the other side. So you got to know that. And we're going to be going deep on that on the YouTube strategy workshop, as far as coming up with the right video topics for your niche, your category, your topic. Mistake number 3, hit like if you're getting video. Ignoring video editing. Ignoring video editing. Remember these videos? The top videos on Think Media, between 3.4 million views and 1.9 on all of these guys. These are all big hitters. These are some heavy hitters. All of these videos have been edited. Right now I'm doing this training in a live stream setting. This video might do all right, but this isn't going to get 1 million views. It's knowing different content formats. I'm talking about if you want to get views in 2021, you want to blow up, you want to get noticed, you want to grow your channel, you got to focus on video editing. And all these videos have been edited so that they're sharp, their attention, they get to the point, trim the fluff. So strategy number 3 is you got to increase average view duration. AVD, you got to increase average view duration. Okay. So one way to do that is to improve your video hooks, to really master and study at the beginning of a video. How are you going to open, and how are you going to change the way you open videos? What are you going to say? What are you going to show? How are you going to, in a way, quote unquote, sell the viewer on watching the rest of the video? Because if you can't keep their attention for the beginning, I do this all the time. I click on people's videos, and my friend, I was watching his content and I wanted to learn about tax strategies, but I wanted him to like give me an idea of what was coming up, like at least somewhere in the first, hopefully 50 seconds of the videos, if not the first 5 minutes. And he was saying about everything other than like actually selling me on, do I actually already know this? Or are you going to share some new stuff? You got to open up your video powerfully. So think about how you can improve your video hooks. Trim the fluff with video editing. Take time to trim the fluff. If you shoot for an hour, this is why when you shoot for an hour, you edit it down to 7 minutes. You trim the fluff for video editing. And that's the power of YouTube and video, because you are serving the viewer by putting that time into video editing, getting to the point fast. And then use B-roll. And B-roll could be images. In a way, I'm using B-roll. I'm actually using slides, and this is a PowerPoint, and this software is called StreamYard. Think Media Tools, if you're ever curious.com. If you're ever curious about the tools we use, that's thinkmediatools.com. So we use things like this. Hopefully, like, things are flying around, big, small, Sean's like, try to think about how to make things more visually stimulating and more interesting. And B-roll, of course, would be those clips. What does B-roll mean? A-roll, when you film, is like if you were doing talking head, and there you are. Hey, Sean here. Welcome to my video. Powerful hook to keep you watching. Hi. And while you talk in the A-roll, B-roll is what you would lay on top of that. That's the A-roll, the B-roll, the clips above that on your video editor timeline. And when you talk about, wow, social media is blowing up, you see like a little graphic of like an arrow going up. And of course, you've seen this in videos you're watching, but there's certain things when you really understand, man, how do I keep viewer attention? That is definitely one way to power up your videos. So if you found these 3 strategies valuable, hit like. I'm going to be sharing 10 of them. So it's the Think Media YouTube Playbook, 10 strategies for rapidly growing your YouTube channel and getting more views, on our upcoming YouTube strategy workshop, which is all about the new rules of YouTube success and creating your stress-free YouTube growth plan for winning on YouTube in 2021. And so this is coming up January 2nd. There'll be a replay available for a while. And I'm excited. It's a 4-hour training. Heather Torres is going to be doing a session. Omar El Takori, Tony Ariola, and myself doing a couple sessions. Really, if you wanted to look inside of Think Media's playbook, I think we got about 4 million views in 2020. And we also, of course, learned a lot. We don't think we know everything. Like, we test a lot of strategies. We're like YouTube scientists. We have a lot of wins, a lot of results. We also make mistakes, and you get to go further faster by learning from our different team and our content creators and everything we're going to do, and the changes that we're going to make in light of how the algorithm is acting and all those types of things. If that's of interest to you, there's a link in the description down below. The best way to get a ticket is it's part of the starter kit. So our YouTube starter kit, there's a sale that we've been doing for the holidays that's ending very soon. And so if you're interested and you found these tips valuable, then you can grab the starter kit at tubestarterkit.com. I'll put a link to the ticket as well, but it costs like 3 times as much just to buy a ticket to the strategy workshop. So if you want our title guide, our thumbnail trainings, our video ideas, our 51 money-making ideas, some tips on gear, and a ticket to our New Year strategy workshop, that's all included with the YouTube starter kit, tubestarterkit.com, if you are interested in that. And you could see all the links in the description down below. And I cannot wait to help you go further, faster, growing your YouTube channel in 2021. If you're ready to shift from dabbling and you really want to start dominating, investing in yourself, investing in your strategy, iron sharpens iron, getting around others that are crushing it, getting around other people and learning from not just myself, but even Video Raking Academy students. We have so many students in different niches doing so many cool things, getting incredible results. So it's going to be an awesome event. If you can't be there live, you can watch the replay and really get your game on, your hustle right, your grind on, your focus fixed, your napkin strategy for winning on YouTube in 2021 written out. We're also going to help you plan an entire year of content in 1 hour. Think about the leverage of that, and not just random content, but strategic video topics so you can boost that AVD and that CTR. So anyways, check out all the details in the description down below.